Hey guys, good to see you again. This video is for those of you who have gone through a quadriceps tendon rupture and also repair surgery to have your tendon reattached to the kneecap. My name is Daniel, and I just completed week 6 of the post-operative recovery journey. And I just got back from the surgeon's office. We had our 6-week post-op visit, and I wanted to help you know what to expect at the surgeon's office, as well as review the last 2 weeks of my journey leading up to this midpoint, this milestone, and also discuss what the priorities are that the surgeon told me and how I'm going to address those priorities going into the next 2 months. So first is the update on the surgeon's office visit. Basically, they wanted to check for 5 things. So first, they checked the extension of my knee. So they wanted to see, how far up or how straight I could make the leg. And I was successful in getting it past 0 degrees. My good leg can get to 7 degrees of extension, which is pretty good. But the recovering leg was still only about 2 degrees. So, I do want to work on that. And I would encourage you also, I would encourage my younger self of 4 weeks ago to really hone in on those quad sets and the stiff-legged raises. And especially make sure you get that kind of rolled up towel or cushion under the back of the knee so that you can get your leg to beyond full extension. And that's important because when you're standing, as a healthy person, when you're standing, if you're able to lock your leg out just for brief moments, that gives your quad a moment of rest. And so your quad doesn't fatigue as quickly. So first they checked for extension. They checked my stiff-legged raise, and that was fine. It was good. My leg was straight. We were happy about that. Third, they checked for activation of the quad. So that went well. I was able to activate all 4 quad muscles and lift it up, and that was a good sign to them that their surgery had been done well. And fourth, they looked at the incision, and so they looked to see if the incision was healing properly, if it was inflamed or infected, and it wasn't, so that was good. They also checked just kind of to see if there were any gaps in the incision. And then fifth, they poked around the kneecap and checked for patellar mobility to see if my patella had the kind of locked in place, which it hadn't. And then also they kind of poked around to see if the quadriceps tendon and muscle tissue was feeling good and kind of seeming to heal properly. So that was the surgeon's visit. I brought my notebook with about 20 questions to ask them, and they were very gracious to spend the time with me to answer all my questions. And so, I forgot to tell you, they also checked for the range of motion of the knee. And my physician's assistant had said, we want you to be at least to 90 degrees range of motion by the 6th week. And so when the 6th week was almost there, I was getting a little freaked out that I was only up to 82. And in the physical therapist's office, we kind of stretched it and exercised it till we got to 97. And then shortly later, I did some more exercises and got it to 105. Somehow, 4 days later, by the time I was in the surgeon's office, it was up to almost 120 degrees. So not really sure how that happened, but it did. They didn't make any big comments about it. They weren't too concerned, but they did say, okay, from now on, you don't need to stretch your knee anymore. You don't need to stretch the flexion anymore. From 120 to the rest of the degrees, it will naturally go to the rest of the degrees of range of motion on its own. They also said, okay, you can stop taking, regarding medication, we talked about medication, and they said, okay, you don't need to take the Tylenol or the other meds that you're taking, just scale back to Aleve. Aleve is like ibuprofen in that it's an NSAID, but also it lasts a longer time, lasts like 12 hours. So I'm switching to Aleve. Regarding food, they encourage me to continue eating. Regarding food, they continue to encourage me to eat plenty of protein. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is a good amount. So I'm 230, and so I should be eating 230 grams of protein. That ensures that I have enough protein in my bloodstream to start to rebuild the muscle. And of course, plenty of antioxidants, dark fruits like berries, dark vegetables like kale, spinach, broccoli, peas, stuff like that. We also talked about what our goals are for the next visit, which is at month 4 post-operation. So I'm going to see them again in about 9 weeks from now. And they said just a few things. So number 1, we want the swelling to go down. My knee is still dealing with swelling. So in order to deal with that, we need to ice it and also elevate it. So that's how I'm going to deal with the swelling. And number 2, they said we want to see more bulk around your knee and quadriceps. So over the last 6-7 weeks since my injury, I really haven't used the quad much, and so it's significantly smaller than my good leg. The muscles are not nearly there, and so they said, okay, in addition to getting the swelling down, you're going to strengthen your quad area. So working along with my PT, I'm going to be doing a lot of what they call mini squats, which is like a normal squat where you go down, but you only go down to around 45 degrees, not all the way down. It's a lot of mini squats. In a couple of weeks, I can start to do leg presses and some other leg exercises in the gym. They did clear me to start going back to the gym now, as long as I'm not putting a lot of pressure on the knee. I'm not going to be doing major leg moves. Even they recommended don't be carrying dumbbells around, or don't be carrying any even plates around, because that puts a lot of strain on the knee. So regarding the crutches, I can discard the crutches when I feel comfortable in a week or 2, and also work on discarding the brace. So lately I've been using the brace to stabilize my knee. So it's actually unlocked to about 100 degrees, sometimes unlocked to 110 degrees of flexion. But I still wear it because it protects me from a couple things, maybe 3 things actually. So first, it stabilizes the knee area so that if I were to fall or slip, the knee's not gonna move left or right too much. Second, and most important, it keeps the knee from buckling too much. So the injury itself was basically because I hyperflexed the knee. Wearing the brace, even locked out to 110 degrees, will prevent me from ever hyperflexing the knee while the brace is on. And that's the biggest thing that's gonna prevent it from re-rupturing now while it's weak. And then number 3, it's just a good reminder that, hey, my leg is healing, be gentle on it. And yeah, but the best thing is that I'm now, after 6 weeks, able to walk normally. So even with the brace on, I'm able to bend the leg and bring it forward and walk normally. This relieves a lot of the pressure on the lower back that I was feeling by like swinging the leg around, and that's good. So another big thing is that I'm able to now submerge the incision. Previously, we were concerned that water might get in if it was healing, but the incision is completely healed now. So I can go swimming, I can take a bath. So that's nice. Yeah, those are the things. Yeah. So they talked to me about caring for the scar area. Even though the tendon is our primary concern, the scar also is a kind of secondary or tertiary concern. So they told me that I can start doing scar mobilization massage or scar mobilization, which you can YouTube that, and there's a lot of information online about how to do that well to decrease the thickness and the appearance of the scar. They also told me that I can get something called silicone gel for the scar. So you can just go to your drugstore. Silicone gel helps the scar to retain moisture, which in turn prevents a huge buildup of collagen fibers in the dermis, in the underlayer of the skin. So silica gel prevents the scar from getting kind of three-dimensional and sticking out more. It keeps it flat. They said it's too early for silica tape. So there's a difference between silica sheets or silica tape and silica gel. Maybe the sheets will come later, but for now, just keeping it at the gel. Also, in order to reduce swelling, I can use something called compression socks or compression sleeve.